So welcome back, everyone. Like I said, I was gonna do a movie review of Batman v Superman, and this is Gerardo, my boyfriend. He'll probably come on the channel every now and then, talk about movies and whatnot, or Pokemon, because he's a Pokemon expert. Um, I really wanted to bring him into the video because he's not a really big superhero fan, like at all. He only goes to the movies if I force him to, but um, anyways, he liked the movie as far as I'm concerned, but I'll let him speak for himself. This is our Chihuahua. His name is Clark, after Superman. Um, that's how big I am. We are, at least I am, a superhero fan. Anyways, so I think what we'll do is I've seen a lot of reviewers do the same thing, but we'll do the first half of this review, no spoilers. So if you haven't seen the movie, you can watch it. Um, and then the later half, which I'll like wave my hands or do something crazy, but I'll tell you when we're gonna talk about spoilers. Um, but yes, so my initial thoughts on the film was I loved it. I had really unbelievably high expectations for it, and it was amazing. Like I said in the previous video, I think Zack Snyder. I don't think I've seen a movie where I don't like it. Um, Watchmen, Man of Steel, both 300s, and now this one, just to name a few. But yeah, his visual style is amazing. I knew from the first scene that I was gonna love the movie. Yeah, but my initial reaction was I loved it. I thought everyone was on point, even Jesse Eisenberg. Um, Especially finding out now. Actually, I'll wait for the spoilers for that. But Jesse Eisenberg was good. He's like I guess, a new generation of Lex Luthor. But like I said, I'll be talking about something else in spoilers concerning that. But yeah, everything from the music, the length was fine. I wanted it to be longer.
The length was too long.
It was fine. Um, but yeah, I feel like I can't really talk about this movie too much without like going into spoilers territory. But if that's the one thing you get from this video, I loved it. Don't listen to Rotten Tomatoes or the critics. Go see it. I'll probably see it again. I don't think he'll come with me, but I'm hopefully I'll see it again in theaters.
Yeah, probably not. It was a good movie. Like you mentioned, I'm definitely not a superhero fan. Not a Batman fan. Not a Superman fan. He just made me wear the shirt for this video. But I do like Spider-Man, and y'all can hate on me for that. But
We'll probably
this,
review Civil War. You'll probably want to go see Civil War, right?
but the movie was pretty good um, overall. I think for somebody who doesn't really know anything about these superheroes. It was an enjoyable film, as I mentioned on an Instagram post. I think that the Senator, June Finch, and Superwoman, and the Doomsday Creature. Oh my God, did I say Superwoman? Oh, that's how much. That's how much I don't know.
We're
Wonder
working on
Woman
it.
were kind of like the best parts of the movie. So if you guys go watch it, let me know if you agree with me because other than that, action battles are pretty good. Fights. There's one thing I didn't agree on, but I can't really mention that here because it's kind of a spoiler. So maybe later on. But overall, it was a pretty enjoyable movie.
All right. Well, that was the non-spoiler part of the review. So now we're going to spoiler territory. Like I said, I think I'll have a better analysis and review on that. If you haven't seen the movie though, go watch it and then come back, bookmark this, and come watch it once you're done. But yeah, so now we're gonna talk about spoilers, spoilers, and spoilers. All right. Okay.
Spoilers. He keeps putting a random R in the middle of that word.
So I don't really have any like organization for this, so I'll probably just go, I guess, linear, at least the best I can remember everything. Like I said,
Chronological.
chronological, yeah. Like I said, we've only seen it once, so and it's a like a lot of people are saying there's a lot in this movie. You know, they're trying to set up the Justice League, um, so it's really dense. There's at times it seems like there's a lot of plots going on, like smaller plots, but it was fine for me. Um, One thing that I liked in the beginning, how I said from the first scene I knew I was gonna love this movie, was the way they did. Um, Martha's and Thomas Wayne's death. We've seen it in the comics, we've seen it in the video games, we've seen it in countless of movies. They always do Batman's origin story, and I didn't think that there would be another way that they could do it, but I thought it was perfect. Like I thought Zack Snyder went way above like my expectations what he was gonna do. The music was perfect. The visually with the guns and the pearls, like it was amazing. A lot of people are talking about how they didn't like Thomas Wayne because this is the first time we see Thomas Wayne almost taking a swing at the Mugger. Um, but a lot of people are saying that that's kind of like what a small Easter egg to the Flashpoint Batman, who, as you guys know if you've read it, Thomas Wayne is that Batman. So, but anyways, I thought it was fine. Um, there's a lot. There's just a lot in this film. Do you have anything to say about the beginning or?
Well, I already commented once we got out of the theater that I thought that opening sequence was useless, especially to somebody who doesn't really know anything about it. If they were going to do a background on Batman's story, whatever the hell that was, they should have gone a little bit more into detail. That was literally like a 2 minutes of interview. So he flies with that. So what?
I can definitely see if you haven't read the comics or if you're not really into the DC lore, some people might get lost in the whole mythology and everything, so that's understandable. This is Hero, our other Chihuahua. Um, but um, but let's see, what else? Um, so they introduced Cyborg, Aquaman, and the Flash. I thought their cameos were pretty. They were pretty cool. I wish they were longer. And just like he was saying about, they wish he gave more background into Batman's story. But considering how this movie is 2 hours and 30 minutes long, like I know a lot of people want to see more, and they talk about I wish there was more, but then they would have made like a 3 hour movie, and that's just not possible. I guess it's not possible releasing that in theaters, but there is going to be an unrated, or there's going to be a rated R edition coming out in the Blu-ray um, box set or whatever. So I'm sure there's gonna be a lot more story in that. At times, it definitely seemed more like a Batman movie, which was fine with me because I like Batman. But I thought Superman was humanized enough in this movie. I felt sorry for him, like I said throughout the film. Like he was just getting, everyone was bad talking him. He was just getting beat down physically, emotionally. And of course, the final straw was when they killed Superman. I knew that was coming. I didn't know, but considering how I knew that Doomsday was going to be in this movie, I was like, there's a strong possibility that Superman's going to die. But then they kind of they I mean, you see the dirt in the final scene go up from the coffin, so you're like, oh, he's not dead. However, a lot of people say that that kind of detracted from the emotional aspect of Superman dying. People were like, well, what was the point of killing him? But I thought I was still emotionally impacted at his death in the movie, um, and so I thought it was fine. I definitely didn't think that I would have waited what 5 more years or so to see the death of Superman. So I thought it was perfect in the DC universe of doing this. In
If I
terms,
do make a comment, I definitely agree with that because I don't know why people complain that the movie showed that he wasn't really dead, especially because he's at the very end of the movie. Um, Even me not knowing anything about it, coming in the entire time, I was like, well, surely Superman isn't really going to die. And then when he was actually dead, I still knew he wasn't dead, and it was fine. It's like, I don't know, aren't fans supposed to just know? And I don't think it took anything from the film. It was pretty
um, yeah. So plus, I thought the death sequences or sequence, like the funeral, was good and all that. Um, the supporting uh, actors and actresses were great. Like I said, Lex Luthor apparently, I don't know if it's confirmed like officially, but apparently Lex Luthor not in this film is Lex Luthor Jr. So he's not the Lex Luthor that we all know and love. But even if he was the real Lex Luthor, I thought Jesse Eisenberg did an outstanding job. I thought his scenes that he was in were like really like ten tensing full, if that's a word. I don't know if that's a word. But I thought he did a good job. And like I said, if it's just Lex Luthor Jr., I guess that makes it better because the real Lex Luthor is going to come out hopefully in the next movie or so. Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, amazing. I didn't doubt her for a second. I thought she was brilliant in the Fast and Furious movies. Um, but yeah, I didn't realize I was gonna like her a lot or as much in this movie. But I'm excited for the Wonder Woman movie coming out in 2017. She just owned that role, even though she was just in the film for like a collective like 10 minutes. Like the scenes she was in, amazing. Talk about Wonder Woman because I know how much you do love her.
Not really, at least not yet. But I was gonna ask because you mentioned Lex Luthor or whoever that character is. If that was Jesse, whatever his last name is, if he did portray the one Luthor guy, so me, I just watched this movie and I just saw this Lex Luthor for the first time. Is that depiction that I have of Lex Luthor that Jesse, whatever his last name is, portrayed or did or showed or whatever, is that kind of like a accurate portrayal of the Lex Luthor you guys have in the comics? So like, is that actually Lex Luthor? Is that just the kind of person he is, like that kind of character?
Um, well, I'm guessing it was the way the script was written, but the Lex Luthor in the comic books, he's much more businesslike. He's very cool and collective all the time. He's very charismatic.
Did you say collected?
Mm-hmm.
This guy wasn't
Right,
collected.
I know, but he's very. I mean, he can stand toe to toe with Bruce Wayne as a businessman, um, and Superman. Um, he's he also can stand toe to toe to him in terms of his intellect. He's a smart dude, but yeah, he's very collective, very cool in the comics. He wouldn't have any problem getting the permits that this Lex Luthor had in this movie, but in the comic books, he would have gotten it like that because that's how much of a smooth talker he is. He's always two steps ahead of him, or ahead of his enemies, or in this case, Superman or Batman. So yeah, it was very different from the comic books. But like I said, if this is Lex Luthor that a lot of people don't like, the general audiences don't know who the old Lex Luthor is, then I think it works. I mean, it works for me, and I know who the regular Lex Luthor is. But if it's his son, all the better, I guess.
And back to Wonder Woman, that first scene. I mean, not like her first scene, but the first scene where she appeared and saved Batman. That was like that was amazing. I started clapping, and we were in a room full of people who clapped, and I just like pretended to clap, and then everybody else started clapping. That's how amazing.
Um, I was gonna say, oh, the one scene that is probably like up there with one of my all-time favorite scenes in any movie was definitely the courtroom scene when Superman comes to answer for his crimes.
Yes.
Um, but he's there, and then Holly Hunter or Senator Finch, she notices the tea. A lot of people were saying that that's actual urine. I don't really know. I guess that would be uh, uh, evidence of how far Lex will go to get his way or how crazy he is. But just the way she played the senator in that scene, just the way Superman looks at, or the camera, I guess, looks at Wally, and you don't really know what's happening, and then it's just like quiet, and then all of a sudden it explodes. Like for me, that was like a crazy, like tension-filled scene. You knew something was coming. You knew something was going to happen, and just the way how that scene kind of ended with Superman just surrounded by flames and just like realizing like he was powerless and like he didn't realize what was going on. So I thought that was one of my favorite scenes, not just in this movie, but in any movie I've ever seen.
That was a pretty brilliant scene. Also, you notice how the little container was a little bit empty. Um, Assuming it was pee, you really think the senator won't have, you you
A lot of
know,
people, at least the other reviews that I were watching, a lot of people were wondering, did she actually drink it? But I think the consensus is that she didn't actually drink it yet, because she just got into the courtroom. So hopefully she didn't drink it. Um, but
I loved her. She shouldn't have died.
yeah, she was good.
It was funny. I told him literally like 5 minutes before that scene. I was like, I really like the senator. She's my favorite character. I was like, she's the reason why I'm still here. And then 5 minutes later, dead. Very disappointing. She was one of the most like collected. Let's use that word again. And like one of the most rational, intelligent people I've ever or characters I've ever seen.
Yeah, Holly Hunter did amazing in the little screen time she had in that film. Um, Another thing that was concerning a lot of people, it didn't concern me because I like Ben Affleck as an actor, director, writer, whatever. But him as Batman, probably my favorite Batman portrayal that has been on screen. Um, his voice, his voice was cool. He obviously physically fit the role. They have this montage of him working out, and it's just like muscles everywhere. But yeah, I thought he did amazing. I know some people have issues with um, he blatantly kills people. There's no way around that, and uh, but me as a Batman fan, that is one of my favorite things I like about Batman is that he doesn't kill. But at this point, Jason Todd was killed by the Joker. At least we assume it's Jason Todd. So Robin's dead. The Joker probably already shot Barbara Gordon. Um, so at this point, and Batman's supposed to be retired at this point. So at this point, Batman, he's just tired of crime. He's tired of criminals getting away with stuff, always breaking out of prison and whatnot. So I think it's justified that he kills people in this film. I mean, they're bad guys, right? But I'm fine with it. And honestly, it would have been hard to create some of those scenes that they did in the movie without him having a casualty or two. Um, so I thought it was perfectly fine. Henry Cavill or Cavill, however you want to pronounce it, as Superman, he's my favorite Superman of all time. He just fits the role for me. I know a lot of people think that he's very stoic or emotionless at times, but I think he shows the right amount of emotion um, for Superman. And what a lot of people, what someone mentioned, I forgot who it was, but he's just getting used to being human or being used to being on Earth. So he's discovering how to act like a human, if you will, how to deal with all the powers, because he's not an expert on the powers that he has. Um, so I think, and it's probably maybe the script's fault if people do find fault with it. But I thought his part was fine. Sure, there could have been more, I guess, of Superman because it did seem more like a Batman movie, but I thought it was fine.
I think Batman was a very well. I love Ben Affleck, so it kind of he's really charismatic. Sometimes it makes it difficult not to like his character. But honestly, I felt like Batman was just somebody who the audience was supposed to be rooting for. Especially if you don't know that story that you were just talking about. And we talked about this before. It's like this is like a pained Batman, and like unless you know that and you know, I guess read it along with whatever saw in previous films. I don't know. You just see this character who's like full of what jealousy. I don't really know.
Rage.
Something rather something negative that kind of like makes it so that you kind of like root for Superman and like it's like Superman is the good guy and Batman, as much as he tries to um, what not criminalize, but just kind of like portray him in such a negative way. And in the film, I suppose I still was like, well, this Batman is just evil or something, the antagonist, if you will. Um, and it was
The first time we like hear Batman or his first scene that we see him and the suit totally was like creepy. It was demonic, if you will. Definitely uh, a different portrayal of Batman that we've ever seen. But yeah, because the cop, I mean, if you've seen the film, the cop comes into a room and it's focused on the cop, but out of the corner of your eye, you see Batman. He's just in a corner looking like a possessed
it was a
person, if you
pretty
will.
creepy scene because they went down to the basement or whatever, and those girls were locked in there. They all look like Asian girls to you too, and like the cop was trying to like let him out, and then she just pushed back in, and they all look so terrifying.
They were
Just
talking
like
about this devil, and then you hear like,
yeah. So I guess they were referring to Batman
right,
as a devil and like he's here or something.
and then right before the cop was gonna like say anything or shoot him, Batman crawls on the scene or crawls on the wall like a possessed person. Um, you know those Conjuring films or scary movies about possessed people. That's what he crawled like on the scene or on the ceiling. So very creepy. Um, what else? What else? Jeremy Irons. He played Alfred, Batman's butler. I thought he did. He was funny. He was good. I thought he was the best Alfred ever. I liked Alfred getting in there, actually doing stuff. Um, so I thought he was good. Trying to think. The Flash's cameo. Apparently, he came from I think the future, trying to warn Batman of I guess Darkseid. Still kind of confused on who her is. A lot of people, I guess he does say Lois, so it's probably Lois. It has to do with that nightmare sequence that we found or that we saw. Um, and so a lot of people are wondering, well, if was the nightmare from Batman not saving Martha, or is it later, like in the DC Universe movies, if somehow Lois dies because of Batman? So I think that's still unclear, but I guess we'll find out later. Um, there's just a lot in this film. That's why I want to go see it a second time because a lot of people are saying the second time you get to like actually hear what people say, get all the little anecdotes and Easter eggs that you might have missed.
Happy Easter, guys.
Oh yeah, happy Easter. Um, but yeah, this just makes me more excited for not only the Justice League movies, but all their movies, but also Batman or Ben Affleck's apparently three Batman movies, which aren't probably going to come until like 21 or 2021 or something like that. But I'm really pumped.
21.
But I'm really excited for that. I guess. Oh, the next one's going to be Suicide Squad, which I'm very excited to see how this new Joker is. But it looks good regardless. Then obviously after that, Wonder Woman in 2017, which will be really good. Trying to think. I guess. I guess final thoughts. I'll probably do another. Excuse me. I'll probably do another review or something if I forgot anything when I watch it the second time. Because, like I said, there's a lot in this film. But final thoughts. Obviously, I loved it. It's probably my favorite movie of all time and my favorite Superman or superhero movie of all time. It was really good. The final fight scene with Doomsday was amazing. Yeah, I loved it. I'll give it a what? I haven't thought of a rating scale for this channel yet. What do we usually do?
We usually do 5, 5, and 10.
Okay, so I guess 1 out of 10. I'd probably
You mean 1, 2, 10?
Just because it wasn't longer. Probably just because it wasn't longer, and the Justice League people didn't get more screen time. It's probably why it's not getting a 10 out of 10. But other than that, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. But I'm guessing the rated R version that's coming out in Blu-ray is going to have more of that stuff, so it's probably going to get a 10 out of 10. So, I mean, it's a Batman movie. I was going in probably knowing that I wasn't going to hate it, so go see it. Final thoughts.
Just an 8 out of 10 rating. Pretty good for me, I think.
All right. Well, hope you liked the video. If you've seen it, let us know what you think. Comments,
if
like.
you get through it.
If you get through it. Comment, like, subscribe, share the video.
Follow me on YouTube. I think it's just my name, Gerardo Rodriguez. If you don't know how to spell it, he'll put it in the description.
And yeah, thanks for stopping by. Hopefully, I'm working on my final thesis for graduation, so hopefully I get another video up, whether after I watch it the second time or something else relating to comics or what have you. Well, thanks for stopping by. Have a good one.